Guess what? Now that we're all experts in learning objectives and backwards design, it's time to talk about the actual teaching part. I don't know about you, but a lot of my psychoanalytic training was a bit passive. Reading papers, going to seminars, reading more papers. There wasn't a lot of doing. And that's not ideal. If we look to adult learning theory, we learn that adults learn best when they are able to take what they learn and apply it right away, and when they learn actively rather than passively. In fact, that's why I call my time with students teaching activities. That's what I'm doing with them. It's active. So how do you teach a knowledge objective actively? If you just assign a paper, it's not that engaging. If you ask people to react to the paper, that's pretty hit or miss. And if you play the "does anybody remember what the author said" game, it can be annoying or at worst infuriating. On the other hand, if you assign the paper and give study questions that you ask your learners to write to, that can help guide them through the paper. Or you can summarize the major concepts and ask your learners to think about a clinical situation that they had during the week and write something to that. That turns what could be a passive paper reading situation into an active learning situation. Here are some activities that can make your teaching more active. The first is role play. If you're going to use role play, make sure it's tightly designed, not just open-ended, and try to include everyone in the role play, not just a couple of people in front of the class. Don't worry about the noise or chaos. As soon as the role play is done, you can control the situation. You're the teacher. Discussion of vignettes also gets people actively engaged. Ask people to respond to a couple of specific questions after the vignettes. Or you can do things in a pair share. It's exactly what it sounds like. Two people think about an idea or respond to questions. Or you can use the whole group in group problem solving, where you ask the group to solve a problem. Writing is really active. Even asking students to write 1 or 2 sentences will wake up sleepy brain cells. You can ask people to write a couple of lines about something that happened in a clinical situation, and you'll be surprised how active that makes the class. You can really inject activity into your classroom situation using multimedia and having people respond to it. Film, poetry, art really engages learners, as do reflective exercises, which asks them to respond to a prompt either with talking or writing. So you can see that there's a lot of room here for your creativity. But now I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to engage you in a teaching activity.